Hello pattern lovers, you're welcome and welcome back. It's yet another exciting tutorial, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to go about this cute red top. It's just a crop top with a basque waist, scallop neckline and a balloon sleeve. So if you're interested in that, definitely watch to the end and let me show you how. Here I have mapped out the space for front and back, and this will be the center back. Now, for the length, you're going to do from your shoulder to your waistline plus 2 inches. That will be the whole length here before we do the basque. So from shoulder to the waistline plus 2 inches, that's exactly what I'm marking here as my top length. And I'm going to rule it out this way. Then for the back, it's going to be 1.5 shorter because of the bust dart. So I'm going to measure down to my top length for the back, and that's exactly 1.5 minus from what I have on the front as the length. Do you understand? Then I'll rule it out this way. Next thing I'm going to do is to come here on the shoulder line and mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll go down to the chest line, and on the chest line again I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, just so I have a straight line to take in the measurement. So once I'm done, I'm going to rule it out this way, and then I'm going to mark the standard neck width on the shoulder line this way. Come down here to about 1 inch for the shoulder slope and connect it to the standard neck width like you see me do it here. Next, I'm going to get the midpoint of this part and leave it for now. We'll need it later to cover the armhole. Then before we take in the bust measurement, I'm going to contour the center back with about 0.75. So once I mark the 0.75, I'm going to take it up this way all the way to the shoulder line, and you see what it's looking like. I'm now going to start from this line now and take the bust measurement divided by 4 here on the chest line. Then on the waistline, the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch, and that will be for that intake that will be coming later. So I'm going to connect the two measurements and then curve out the armhole from the bust width to the midpoint we got earlier. Now to take in the dart, I'm going to start from the original center back and come into my bust span. That's your nipple to nipple. Then for the dart length, I went up 6 inches and I'm marking the bust span again on that 6 inches dart length. Then I'm going to connect it with a straight ruler this way, and that's where we'll be taking in the dart. For the dart intake, I'll be doing 1/2 inch on both sides, then give it this dart shape on both sides. That's exactly the 1 inch I added here to my waist measurement divided by 4. Next, I'm going to follow the center back contour line and add my zipper allowance of 1 inch. I'll mark it like that until I get to the top because it is supposed to follow the same contour, center back contour line. And that's pretty much for the back for now. Now for the front, I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, then go down to the chest line and mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2 again. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to mark my standard neck width, then come down here to my shoulder slope and connect it to the neck width. I'm going to come up here to about 3.25, and once I mark it, I'm going to go in there to about 1/2 inch, then come to the chest line and mark my bust measurement divided by 4. Then I'm going to use this 3 point, that is connect from the shoulder tip to that 1/2 inch tightening. Then from that point, I'll curve to the bust width and the armhole curve is ready. The next thing I'm going to do now is to measure down to my bust point line and to my under bust line. Yeah, we are supposed to have that, but in case you don't want to contour your under bust at all, just mark from your shoulder to your bust point and then use your straight ruler to rule it out like you see me do it here. But here I have my bust point and my under bust line. Now I'm going to mark my bust span, that's the nipple to nipple. I'll mark it on the bust point line and also on the waistline, and use my ruler to connect it straight like you can see me do it here. The next thing I'm going to do is to take the dart intake, and I'm using 0.75 on both sides. Yeah, then coming to the under bust, I'm going to be doing 1.75. For the waist dart intake, I use 1.5. Here on the under bust, I'll be doing 1.75 to contour the under bust. Remember I said I'm going for a contoured under bust. In case you don't want, just connect from your waist dart all the way to the bust point on both sides, the same way you connect your dart. But here I'm going to connect from the waist dart to the under bust, then from the this other side from the waist dart to the under bust. Then I'm going to place my curve like this and curve from that under bust to the bust point line on both sides of the bust band line, like you see me do it here. Once I'm done with this and I have it like this, I'm going to take my waist measurement divided by 4 plus the 1.5 that intake. I'll replace it, and then I'm going to connect from that point to the bust measurement, just like this. Then I'm going to take in my bust dart of 1.5. That's the same shortage we have for the back length. Yeah, we are using it now for the bust dart. Now I'm going to get the midpoint of this line, this shoulder slope line, measure it and get the midpoint and connect it to the bust span, just like this. Now we are going to tighten this chest area so that the neckline will not gape and it will sit pretty on the chest line, and I'm doing 1 inch. Ordinarily it's 0.75, that value that I should do there. If you want to know how to do yours, just go ahead and open up your bust dart, then open up this shoulder line here, and then you measure the distance you have there and know your dart value. But here, since I did 1 inch, I'm going to replace it here, then start from the shoulder line again and come down to what I used to slope the shoulder earlier. I'll mark it like this. Then I'm going to connect from this point now to this point, this same way you see me do it, just with a straight ruler first. I'll connect like this. Then I'm going to use my curve now to curve from that point to the bust width. And now we replaced the dart intake, just the tightening that we just did. And in case you're wondering, there won't be any over bust tightening again. This is just it. We'll come back for the neckline because we need to close in that dart. But for now, let's do the basque. And I'm coming down here to about 3 inches. Since I already added 2 inches to my waistline here, that's a total of 5 inches extension from my original waistline. Yeah, but for the basque, I'm working with just 3 inches. You can do 3.5 or 4 inches. Then I will extend the bust span and the darts there and place my curve like this and curve it to the side seam. Then once I'm done with that, I'm going to through the darts. Just make sure that the two dart legs that they are the same, so that you won't have any shortage when you're joining. You either make the side one to be as long as the center one, or you make the center one to be as short as the side one. Then you recurve or reconnect, and this is what we have. We are going to separate the two patterns so that you work better with the neckline. I'll keep this aside, then just cut off the back neck pattern and keep it aside too, because we're not done with the back. I'm going to slash this dart, then open up the waist dart all the way to the bust point, apply my water glue here on this space, then place the slashed one on this line. Use my hand to smoothen it out, and this is what it's looking like. Once I'm done with this now, I'm going to through the shoulder line, because you can see that it's now distorted. That's the shoulder slope. Yeah, then for the neckline, I'm going to come down here to about 3.5. Then here I'll be coming down to about 8.5. The neckline is quite low, so yeah, my normal cleavage is 7 inches, but here I'm doing 8.5. Yeah, and connect from that neck there to this one that I have here on the armhole. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to tighten this part. I'm going to take out about 1/2 inch on this armhole curve, just on this side. Yeah, 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to recurve the armhole. Just place my curve like this and reconnect it to this 1/2 inch. This is just to ensure that this neckline won't gape, since we won't be tightening the over bust again. Then I'm going to measure and get the midpoint. Once I have it, I'm going to just highlight it. You can decide to just dot, make a bold dot there to indicate. You don't even need to just mark a straight line there. Then once I'm done, I'm going to get the midpoint of this part, yeah, and then also get the midpoint of this part. Just, you see how I'm folding my tape just to make sure I have the exact midpoint. Then this part is where you will need to highlight it better, because these are the ones that you need. But the other one, just dot it to indicate it, because you don't even need it to do anything there. It's just there as a guide. Now on this line, I'm going to be going up 1 inch, then come to this other one too and come up 1 inch. Can you see that? If you want your scallop to be more pronounced, go ahead and do 1.25 or even 1.5. Then you see that I'm cleaning this part, since we don't even need it that much. It's just there as a guide, so that it doesn't confuse you. You go ahead and clean it. Then I'm going to give it like a sweetheart curve all the way to that 1 inch, and then all the way to this midpoint we have here. That's the bridge between the two spaces. Yeah, then I'll take it from that point to the 1 inch I have here too, and then all the way to the side. Then I'll use my marker to dot it as you can see me do it here, just so it's more pronounced and more visible to see clearly what we are doing. And after I was done, this is what it's looking like. The next thing now, I wanted to like make this part more curvier, like the curve more pronounced. Then you're connecting this part, the same line you can see after closing the dart, the line is still there. Just connect it like that, and then you're going to measure your strap length. That is very important. Measure your strap length. Then for this part, you are going to use the same thing we used here. Just from this shoulder slope all the way to this point, just measure it and mark the same thing here on the back. We are trying to maintain the same thing because this is more like an off shoulder, even though it's not, but yeah, you just need it to align so that you won't struggle with it. Then for the back neckline there, you're going to add 1 inch to what you have on the side, or you connect it straight. It's totally optional depending on what you want. Then you're going to measure the strap length again, which is just the same 3.5 we have for the front. Yeah, that's a total of 7 inches for the strap length. Then you're going to take out ½ inch here, just the same way we did for the front, so that it will not also gape. And then I'm going to extend this both the dart line and the two dart legs upwards, like you see me do it here. I'll label center back, side back, and then I'm going to cut this out because that's pretty much about it for the back. We are done with the back now because it's now aligning with what we have on the front. Then right after cutting it out, I'm going to through the two paper or pattern to see if there's any excess anywhere. I hate to have shortage or excess when I'm joining. Then I'll close the bust dart like you see me do it here, blend in the side seam and go ahead and cut the rest of the pattern out like you see me do it here. I love this top. I don't know, but it's just so cute and something you can try to elevate your styling. Now I'm going to match up the side front and the side back, and if there's any excess I'll cut it off like you see me do it here. And these are the patterns you need for the bodice. You're cutting 2 pieces of the center front, 2 pieces of the side front, 2 pieces of the side back, 2 pieces of the center back. Let's keep this aside and work on the sleeve. Now for the sleeve you will need a 180 degrees. That each sleeve will be coming on a 180 degrees flare. Do you understand? But here, since this is a paper, I'm doing this on a 90, but fold on a 180. Please, I think you already know how to do that. Then whatever it is you're doing here, we are doing here, you can do it directly on your fabric. You don't even need to like use a paper to do it because it's not complicated. So the strap length that we measured, which I said is about 7 inches for me, you're going to times it by 3. I recommend 3 or 2. Then you're going to add 6 to 8 inches to this times 3. Yeah, mine is about 21. Let's just assume that everything is 21 plus that 6 inches. So now you're going to divide that by 3.14, and this is giving me 6 point something, which I'll just approximate as 6 inches. Yeah, this is just me using the strap and not adding anything because this is a paper. I'm just trying to illustrate. But yeah, you're going to then determine the length for your sleeve, which let's say I'm working with a length of 12 inches. Then 12 plus 6, that will be 18 inches. So 18 in total is what I need for this paper. That means what I have here is going to give me 18, and this here is also 18. Unfold after folding your 180. Yeah, and then the next thing now is to mark the length. Remember, we didn't add that same 6 inches I mentioned earlier. While you're doing yours, you're going to add it, but then I'll still show you what to determine what to add. So here I'm marking the whole length of 18 inches here. Once I have it, I'm going to connect it the same way we connect the flare, but here I'm trying to make sure I have the 18 on all angle. Then next I'm going to mark the radius just the same way I mark the length. I'm going to just mark it all around like you see me do it here, and afterwards I'm going to connect it. Then we go ahead and cut it out because yeah, that's all we need. Then after cutting it out, you're going to bring in these two patterns, and this is what will determine what you're adding. Whatever it is you measure there, you measure the front and back, you plus them together. You're going to add it to your strap measurement times 3. Yeah, yeah. Now you're going to now come down to what you usually use to cover out your sleeve. Yeah, and then you're going to go in from this side, this open part, you're going to go into what to give you that same curve that you measured on your pattern. And after cutting it out, it's going to look like a sleeve. And then on this part now, that is where you'll be folding to add your elastic. That part will be sitting on your shoulder, and that's like your strap. Then this part will be going to the armhole. That is the part allocated for the armhole. Make sure it's something that will go around the armhole on your pattern. Then you're going to cut two of these. This is just one of the sleeve, yeah. You're going to cut another one for the second hand. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this tutorial. You're going to transfer all of this to your fabric, add the necessary allowance, and happy sewing. And with that, I'll be seeing you on my next one. Bye bye.